Next Tuesday marks 42 years since Terry Fox dipped his artificial leg in the Atlantic Ocean in St. John's, Newfoundland, and proceeded to unite Canadians in a way never before nor since seen. His brother Fred joins us this morning ahead of this year's Terry Fox Run and a special way to raise funds for cancer research. Hey, we've got the same shirt this morning, Fred.
Awesome. Great to be with you this morning. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. So what was the age difference between you and Terry?
14 months. I'm the older brother of the four Fox siblings. So yeah, Terry and I were pretty close.
Yeah. Give us some childhood memories.
Yeah. You know, I mean, from early on, we saw that Terry was a little bit, maybe not different, but he was just more determined than most of us. Whether it was sports, we were very involved in athletics. So Terry wasn't always the biggest and fastest, but he was always the hardest worker. And I think this year's T-shirt kind of shows that Terry had that attitude that I'm not a quitter. No one's ever going to call me a quitter kind of attitude, and that perseverance that we saw in 1980. So, you know, Terry showed that from a very young age.
Yeah, that's on the back of the shirt, I am not a quitter, that he said during the Marathon of Hope. Now, you were with him for a portion of the Marathon of Hope. During that time, did you have a sense of history of what was happening?
No, you know, I don't think we ever did. You know, especially when Terry first started, you know, in Newfoundland and St. John's, there was a small group of people there to send Terry off, but I don't think we ever thought that it would become what it is today. And then once he hit that Ontario border and ran through southern Ontario, arriving in Toronto, I had that opportunity to run with Terry down University Avenue, along with Daryl Sittler and brother Daryl and Doug Allward, and it was amazing. And I think with the thousands of people that were there, and then at City Hall as well, Nathan Phillips Square, we knew that what Terry was doing was really having an impact. Did we know, you know, we'd be here 42 years later? Not at all.
No, and so many dollars raised since in his name, and this thing has become global. With that event that you mentioned, I remember that so well, but there were so many other moments. And of course, April 12th is the actual anniversary. I remember on that day in St. John's, not only did he dip his artificial leg into the ocean, but he scooped up a couple of jugs of water, and he was planning on pouring one of them into the Pacific. That jug is still around, too. It's in an exhibit somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, Terry, the morning before he started his run in St. John's, went on the east coast of just outside of St. John's there, gathered some water, and hoped to, when he finished here in Vancouver, would dump that bottle into the Pacific Ocean. That never happened, of course, but our mom kept that. Mom kept everything that was connected to Terry through the Marathon of Hope, his shorts, his running shoes, socks, and we do have that bottle of water. Mom kept that. The bottle's still about a third or half full, and it's part of the Terry Fox collection.
Yeah. So Terry's goal, a dream of raising $1 for every Canadian, that was met before he died. Since then, it won't be too long before we approach the $1 billion mark in funds towards cancer research.
Yeah, you know, simply that was what Terry wanted. He wanted to impact cancer research. He wanted to raise money for cancer research. When he left St. John's, he thought maybe raising $1 million would be an attainable goal. While he was still in Newfoundland, he thought, well, maybe $1 for every Canadian. He did realize that in February of 1981, a few months before Terry passed away. And here we are today, you know, over $800 million raised. But more importantly to Terry would be the impact that he's had on research, the impact that he's had on lives. So many people, their cancer diagnosis, although it's a scary thing, but people are surviving their cancer diagnosis, living longer, and getting more time with their families.
Absolutely. There has been real change in his name for sure. So in the seconds that we have left, let's sell some shirts towards that cause. All proceeds are going towards directly to cancer research.
Yeah, you know, we're really excited. You know, Doug Copeland has been a big supporter of...
Great Canadian artist.
Terry Fox, and he's been a great supporter. I've been written a book, the statues at BC Place Stadium, Terry Fox Plaza. So go to terryfox.org. All the proceeds, Adidas is doing our T-shirts again this year. So I'll register for the run, make a donation, collect donations, get ready for the Terry Fox run in September. Get your T-shirt, and they're beautiful T-shirts, and we've got so many people wearing them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we see, of course, a number of celebrities are wearing them, Rachel McAdam and Michael Bublé and many, many others. So appropriately, they become available April 12th, which was the day that the Marathon of Hope started. So more information is at the terryfox.org website. And as you mentioned, the run is coming up this fall, September 18th. It's been a real pleasure to meet you and speak with you, Fred Fox.
Thank you very much.